Well, originally when I started for the radio station, I started in the fall semester of my freshman year in the training class. Now, when you first start out, obviously you're not at the top of the rung and you're not immediately going out and doing broadcasts. So a lot of what I learned during my freshman year and the spring semester of my freshman year was the fact that all the behind the scenes stuff. So a lot of the engineering aspects of the broadcast, a lot of cutting highlights for sports games and everything else. And then once I continued to come in and show that, I was a reliable person, I ended up doing my first play-by-play broadcast for the Hofstra baseball team in May of my freshman year. And since then, I've just continued to rise up the ranks. I did everything from volleyball to soccer in the fall, and then I did a lot of women's basketball games during the winter season before becoming the assistant sports director for the station. And now my main job at the station is to produce The Locker Room, which is our sports show from 8 to 9 on Sunday nights. The big thing that benefits me from the radio station is the fact that my parents being 2.5 hours away, obviously the radio station doesn't reach them. The broadcast radius isn't that big. We would like it to be at WRHU, but it's not. So the big thing for them is the fact that online you can listen to the radio station and they can follow my broadcasts. And I'll get a call every week from my mom saying, okay, Ryan, when are you going to be on the radio next? When are you doing your next broadcast? And it's cool to see the fact that my family is always following me, but it's not just my immediate family and my mom, my dad, and my little brother. It's also a lot of my aunts and uncles. One of my grandmoms listens to everything I do. She stayed up until 2 in the morning the one time that I was doing a broadcast. So they all listen to everything that I do, and they get the opportunity to hear me on the radio, which I think is a huge benefit for me because it kind of keeps me close to my family even though I'm still 2.5 hours away. The technology that we use here is the most up-to-date technology in the field, and it absolutely is. At the radio station in particular, a lot of our equipment comes from major radio stations. It's been donations that have been given to us. So I already have that little bit of advantage over my competition once I go out there into the field because I've already been training on these pieces of equipment for 4 years. And it's a lot of fun for me to constantly be in there and working both behind the scenes and on air because I still do both. I still engineer a lot of the games. I still cut highlights for some of the games. And I'm also able to go on air and talk about our sports teams here at Hofstra, which for me is something that I know a lot of guys across America are just sitting in a bar talking about all the time, talking about sports. So that is a huge thing for me to be able to go out there and just broadcast and talk about sports, something that I love and am so passionate about.